Welcome back, everybody. It's another Wednesday at 8 p.m., and you are on the Relationship Gumbo Podcast Live Edition. So, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. I always try to have a little bit of fun, but I also want it to be impactful to you so you can take that home with you and let it swirl around in your brain a little bit. So, what I want you to do when you come in, make sure you share and invite this with your friends and family, people that you know may not be in the best relationships or may not be prepared, to even date, right? I got tools and tips for you. I got different analogies for you to kind of, let it, what that comedian say, let it sizzle in your spirit. So give me about 30 seconds. I'm going to make sure everything is going where it's supposed to go. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. So give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Welcome. Make sure you share and invite and let me know that you're here. Say hello. And then I'm going to come back and let you know how this goes. So stand by.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the Relationship Gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, cause better relationships need better ingredients, so if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship Gumbo,
We are back. What y'all think about that song? If you just coming in on the replay, go back to the beginning and listen to that song. I had somebody do that for me. I thought it was kind of cool. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So we're gonna get this show going. Let me put up what the title of this show is at the bottom. Scrolling. You don't lack ambition, you lack direction. So what we're gonna do, since this is a live podcast, we are going to pause for 3 seconds. I'm going to start the podcast. Feel free to comment. And if I feel like the comment is appropriate to the topic, I'll talk about it. And then at the end of the podcast, I'm going to pause for 3 seconds and then I can kind of speak more freely. But this is preparing for the audio for the actual podcast. So stand by and we're going to get started. Not going to keep you long tonight, but it's going to be powerful. So stand by. And welcome to the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. Tonight, we have an extra special edition for you. It's called You Don't Lack Ambition, You Lack Direction. My name is Derrick Jones, and I'm your host. I'm a certified life coach, an engineer, a strategist, and a mental health advocate. And so we're going to talk about ambition. A lot of us are ambitious, especially when we're talking about relationships. We're really ambitious. We really want it really bad, but we lack the tools and the direction to be able to have a successful one, right? No relationship is perfect, but we want to put our best foot forward, and we hope that the person that we choose will do the same, right? We know that doesn't always happen, but that's the goal. We have a goal that we're trying to achieve. And so we're really ambitious about it. Maybe you've seen somebody else's relationship and you're like, I want one of those, right? You know, a lot of us do that. And you're ambitious about it, but maybe you're not ready. Maybe you don't know that you're dealing with some trauma or some dysfunction. Maybe it's deep down in there. You know something ain't right. You know you've been picking the same person over and over again. And so what I'm going to do tonight to give it a little bit of flavors, I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to give you some analogies. So tonight's analogy, we're going to call it the road trip of love. And so the reason why we're going to call it the road trip is because this is like, let's pretend that you live on the East Coast and you always wanted to go to California, but you don't have enough money to fly, but you want to go real bad. You're real ambitious about this trip. You want to go really, 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 really bad. You've been dreaming about it all your life, but you need to drive there. But guess what? You don't have a car yet, but you want to go real bad. You want to go so bad. You know it's a road trip and you don't have any friends that you can ride with. So you're going to have to go by yourself and you're going to have to figure out how to get a car. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to do this in 5 steps. Step number 1 is the excitement, right? We just talked about that. I want to go really bad. I'm excited. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I want to go to Cali. I need to be there. It's been my dream my whole life. And that excitement sometimes doesn't come with a lot of logic, doesn't come with a lot of direction. And so you try to figure it out by any means necessary. Okay, I got to get a car. Got to get a car. Guess what? You need money to buy a car. So you're going to have to spend time saving up to get that car. And while you're saving up and spending time to save up to get that car, it might not be a new car. It's probably a used car. Something you got to probably put a little bit of work into because you can't afford a brand new one. So now you work your way up to getting a car. Now you on your way. You got to get on your way on the trip, right? So what you have to do before you go on the trip, you got to prepare for it. You got to pack clothes. You got to get, you want to pack some little, really back in the day, some little bologna and cheese sandwiches and some fried chicken in a Ziploc bag or some aluminum foil, right? You got to get that in. You got to make sure you're prepared for the trip. You got to take time making sure you got all the things you need. And guess what? You have a used car. So you want to take it to a mechanic to get it tuned up, right? This mechanic, some of us may call a therapist or a counselor. You got to make sure that you're ready to take that trip. You got to get it tuned up, maybe a little bit. And some of us have the skill set to tune up our own car, but not all of us. Most of us got to go take it somewhere. We got to get ready for this trip. We got to make sure that that car is in working condition to get us to Cali because we always dreamed about going to Cali. Got to get to Cali. It's been my dream all my life. I got the car now. We just went to get the tune up. I think I'm ready. Got my clothes packed. Got my little sandwiches just in case I get hungry for the just in case, right? Got some things for just in case. Got a little toolbox in the trunk. Got some jumper cables. Got all that stuff, right? And when you make that decision to say, okay, I'm ready, then you got to figure out what's the direction you got to go to get there. We don't know how we going to get there. We just know we want to get to Cali and we got the car. So number 3, you got to get a map. Got to get a GPS. How you going to get there? How you going to get there? You got to map it out. You got to plot it in the GPS. It's going to tell you how to get there, right? But that GPS or that map, if somebody's pulling out a big map and unfolding that map, God bless you. I don't know how we did it back in the day, but yeah. So you got the map, you got the GPS, you plotted it in, right? But that GPS don't tell you about all the stuff that might happen along the way. That's a long trip, right? I don't know how many hours it is. If somebody know how long it take to get from the East Coast to Cali, let me know in the comments. You don't know. It doesn't tell you about the bumps. It just tell you how to get there. So number 4, there's some bumps in the road, right? Some literal bumps. Couple tires gonna go flat. Your engine might conk out. You gotta go get that engine repaired, right? Somewhere along the way, you go to a gas station and somebody rob you. You weren't prepared for that. But they're robbing you of your dignity. They're robbing you of your self-esteem and your self-worth. They're robbing you of your love and your passion. You weren't prepared for that. It's supposed to be a straight trip. You got the GPS, you got the car. Engine blew. Somebody robbed you. Some tires went flat. You got to get that fixed. Got to go into your reserves financially just to even get there, right? This trip is taking a lot out of you to get there. But it's your dream, so you got to do it, right? So you get the engine fixed, right? You get a whole new engine. It might take a day or 2. You got it fixed. You got to use engine, car start, got the tires. Somebody robbed you. You put a police report in. I think I'm good enough, right? But inside, you hot. You pissed off. Like, God damn, what the hell else is going to go wrong? This is not what I signed up for. I feel like crap right now. I don't even know whether I should do this anymore. It's too much. And so you leave the repair shop and you start driving again in the axle brake. And you like, God damn it. This is not worth me possibly dying out here getting in an accident, the car blowing up. I'd invested all this time. I feel like I need to keep going, but is it worth it? Because this car just isn't as reliable as I thought it was going to be. That car and that trip represents the relationship that you always wanted. You always wanted to get that relationship that you dreamed of. You want to go to Cali. From day one, that car has been giving you issues, and you kept trying to patch it up, and it's still not working. You bought a lemon. It was never right from day one, but you ignored all of that stuff because you were so pressed to get to Cali. So now you got a decision to make. Number 5, you got a decision whether you want to tough it out, knowing that your car probably going to blow up again, or turn around and go home and cut your losses and maybe live again to go on another trip that you're, catch this, more prepared for. Because now you kind of know some things that might happen. It hurts though. Hurts your spirit, hurts your pockets, hurts your heart. But you walk away with a lesson. And a lot of us have taken many of these trips and it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but we learned some lessons, right? And like for me, and like a lot of us, right, we have a car that may be kind of like the worst car we ever had, right? And then we vow that we're never going to get that brand again. And then we go buy that brand again. It's a crapshoot. That doesn't mean the trip isn't worth it. It just means that you got to look at that trip with a different set of lenses. You got to look at that trip and be a little more prepared of what eventual things may happen. And it's a life lesson for a lot of us, right? A lot of us have been through the heartache and the pain of a relationship that we thought was going to be perfect. We thought that trip to Cali was going to be easy as long as we had the GPS. But it didn't account for stuff that could happen in between. My mom always told me whenever I would have somewhere to go that wasn't close, and then I would time it out perfectly. And I'd be like, if I leave at 10 and it takes 30 minutes, I could get there at 10:30. And she would always say, you probably want to leave a little earlier because you don't know what's going to happen in between the time you leave and the time you get there. You want to make sure that you're good. And back then, I didn't understand what she meant until you get out there on the road and there's some traffic and you was like, damn it, now I'm going to be late. And then you do it again and again and again. And that little voice in the back of your head, which is my mom, is saying, see, you should have left earlier. You should have been more prepared for that trip to Cali. Because nothing is perfect. So now what you got to do, the next time you take that trip, you might want to get a Carfax report on that car. You might want to do a little bit of due diligence before you get in there. Right? So think about that. Because I said I wasn't going to keep you guys long tonight. But I want you guys to think about how many of those trips to Cali you had in your life. And it's a great thing to want to have that, but it's an even better thing to be more informed before you take the trip, because stuff is going to happen. But maybe you have a little bit of extra money saved up as a backup plan just to make sure if something happened. Now you know, right? Got a little bit of extra self-esteem tucked away just in case your feelings get hurt. And you be like, you know what? Normally I would have stayed, but I got to go. It's time to turn around and go back home. Have a good day, though. You be good. Go ahead and keep moving, but I'm gone. Tuck away some extra strength. Pack away some love for yourself, some self-love. Put that in the suitcase. Because something may happen and you may have to stay in the hotel overnight. You need some extra clothes. You need some extra self-love. You got to make sure you're good. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is use that pain as a tool to teach you a lesson, and a lesson on how to be more prepared. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to become that bitter person that never wants to be in the presence of another human being ever again. You don't want to be that person, but you can definitely be more informed. You can definitely be more prepared. You can definitely love yourself more, right? So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I keep saying that, right? I'm going to leave y'all with that. And we're going to stop the podcast portion, and then I'm going to holler at my folks that's on the live stream. So on that note, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And make sure you go to www.relationshipgumbo.net, where you can get access to the podcast and the apparel and everything else that I got going on. It all funnels through that website. And I want you guys to have a great night. Good night. All right, podcast portion is over, guys. So I'm looking at the at the comments. Let's see. I see all my Periscope folks are in here like crazy. Mystic So Dope is here. Stacy Elevated. Suchi is here. Jerome Jackson popped in early. And you just that car reference, right? I came up with that like 10 minutes before the show. Yeah, it's I never do pre-recorded, Suchi. Never. Because, let me tell you guys my process here, right? This is what I like to do for you guys as well as for myself. The reason why I don't do, that's not to say that there'll never be ever a pre-recorded, because, life happens. I might get sick one day, and I have all of the tools to do a pre-recorded that pops up like a live. I have all that stuff, but I never do that. And the reason why I do it this way, live, even though it's a podcast, and a lot of podcasters pre-record their audio and then they upload it to the podcast and you never see them live. And sometimes they'll pre-record the video part of it and they'll upload it and you'll see it. The reason why I personally do this live is that when I try to do pre-recorded, I have the option to stop, rewind, make a correction, rewind again, make a correction. I found myself realizing that when I have that option, I use it. When I do it this way, it's showtime. So now what I realized is when those lights come on and that thing say go live, for whatever reason, all that stuff that's in me, it just flows, because I know that y'all are watching me. And even if I make a mistake, it's not that it's a horrible mistake. It means I'm human. So I kick out all of this stuff. Like, you don't see me looking at notes or anything like this. I come up with the topic, I frame it in my head, and then I just go. And mistakes be damned. I just let it fly, because I want you guys to have the realest experience ever. I want you to not just hear me. I want you to feel the emotion. I want you to understand what I'm saying. And then when I do that 1, 2, 3 at the end and it's shut, that piece in the middle, I did the 3 seconds at the beginning and the 3 seconds at the end. When I download this, I automatically know where to chop it. In that middle part, I don't touch it. Mistakes or not, that's the podcast, and it goes up. And then at the end of it, you guys got to be a fly on the wall during. So at the end, I get to talk to you guys like I am now. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming. Make sure that you share and invite people to this. More to come. I really kind of been like in the trenches, kind of just trying to get the look. Like, you see, the look is different now. It's a little cleaner. I got my little dude over here. I can't wear it right here. He kind of looks like me a little bit. And I'm trying to get everything clean, organized while we're doing this quarantine. So you're going to start to see a lot of changes. Just like, I don't know if you guys were on at the beginning, but I got a theme song now. I'm gonna play it when I get ready to leave. But hey, TT Lawrence, haven't heard from you in a while. So I'm gonna get off of here. Make sure you guys go to, hold on, let me put it down on the scroll here. The website is scrolling at the bottom, www.relationshipgumbo.net. And when you go there, you can connect to Oh, I think I got to change. I did change my Instagram name, but I'm gonna do that right after here. I had them trying to make everything uniform, so now everything is gonna say Relationship Gumbo now everywhere. So I'm working on that. So I'll make those changes on the website as soon as we leave here. But you have access to everything, so just check that. The apparel is coming. I've been kind of holding it off because of this quarantine and the shipping and all of that. I don't know what the shipping is going to do, but I'm gonna release that probably next week so you guys can get the Narcissist. What is the one t-shirt I have says Narcissist Free Zone. I got one that says, what does it say? Oh my gosh. I love me more. I have a lot of different designs and stuff that correlate with the show, right? Lessons learned. So just stay tuned, stay connected, and listen to the lyrics of this little 30-second song I'm about to play, y'all. I love this little thing. So on that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. Holla at me on social media. I'm around, and I'm out.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the Relationship Gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, cause better relationships need better ingredients, so if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones, the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship Gumbo,